There we go.
Oh my god.
Black
writing's on the wall.
Shorts and Courts, Hobbit, and Blue Bear.
Shorts and Courts, Hobbit, and Blue Bear. Going back down because I missed shit.
Right, I remember.
Unleashed a million faces.
Fuck.
Okay, so we're back on Blue Bear. Next episode is Blue Bear.
One by one they fall.
Coop, shut the fuck up.
Black-hearted evil.
Right, so Blue Bear wants...
Brave-hearted hero.
Cooper, stop.
Do you like Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Go on, Blue
Then
Bear.
you should love this song.
Oh god.
Okay, actually...
But I don't love Cooper, so... No,
before you... Because did you tell him we got Shadow the Hedgehog
Yeah,
for
I
original
saw it.
Xbox? Yeah. So, we were questioning this when we booted it up just to test if it worked. Did you play it?
I've only seen a playthrough of it.
Oh, okay, so you have not played it.
Yeah.
Okay, so out of all of us, me and Cameron are the people who played it. And Cameron loved it so much. It was his favorite game.
It as a kid.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it enough to beat it more than once.
I ain't getting that.
You're not gonna make that jump?
No.
I do not blame you.
I don't want to have another episode of us just being like, oh...
How many episodes will we spend on these cliffs?
But Blue Bear and the Captain Amazing Awesome Person life. The many amazing lives of
The
Captain
13 and a half lives of Captain Blue Bear.
Okay.
Why the half? I mean, we'll get to it.
Huh. What an intriguing question you just asked.
I forgot that his time spent in the Dimensional Rift is actually considered a full life.
Oh.
Yeah, he does see QWERTY in there. I don't remember exactly.
What the frick are those rock
Those
golems?
are giants.
Both are sent him to find firewood. If he's not back yet, then drat him, I say.
Holy
He's
shit.
Not been very useful.
Oh my
I
god.
brought him, and I don't bring things that are of no use.
He hasn't been very useful.
Hope he's
Well,
better at
fuck
dodging
you. I've been doing all
boulders than he
kinds
is
of
at
shit.
fetching Firewood.
Have fun with this shit, I guess. Fucking Sen's Fortress. This is the Sen's Fortress of the Hobbit original Xbox.
Continue with your...
Right, so Blue Bear wants to move to not New York, but it's basically the New York of Zimonia. It is Atlantis, which has not sunk or been destroyed or anything, by the way. This is basically Atlantis at the peak of its
Look, I have
mythological
magic.
power. You have magic!
You got
Got magic
Firestones.
fucking throwing stones.
Yeah, Blue Bear wants to move to Atlantis to take full advantage of his intellect and his skills and to learn as much about the world as he can and basically to not be a weird hobo loser for the rest of his life.
Weird hobo loser.
And in order, right, and on his way to trying to find Atlantis.
Oh my.
This must.
Oh my
this no, that
God.
way. Stick jump.
You should, Zach. Anyway, Atlantis.
So, to reach Atlantis, he needs to cross a big dumb desert. It's not the Sahara. It's something that sounds like Sahara,
Swear Hera.
like Damara or something like that.
There you go.
And the sand is like 30% sugar content or something like that. So it's really sweet, and if you treat it the right way, it can be used in like cooking candy and shit.
Okay.
He comes across this group of fucking idiots, like 1,000 nomads or something in a convoy. They've got a name for like this weird nomad society. I can't remember what it's called, but their whole thing is the
freaking idiot band.
Yeah, there is a magic city in the desert somewhere that we are looking for. The city is basically described as a mirage. Like anytime you see it in the desert, you can move towards it as long as you want, but you'll never get closer to it.
Dude, that concept has been reused in other things.
But Blue Bear has my favorite version.
I swear I've seen that in a movie, actually.
Anyways, yeah, this city in the desert that you can never actually reach. And so Blue Bear joins up with these nomads so that he doesn't starve to death in the desert. But these nomads have this like fucking stupid I don't want to call it religious thing. It's just like a part of their social norms, which is your name needs to be unique. Like, there needs to be a 100% guarantee that no one else on the planet has this same exact name.
So their names are like Begreth? Or...
No. Think of it as like usernames, because they are so fucking long and complicated and fucking stupid and impossible to pronounce.
Norbert X12711240.
And it is the societal norm that if someone addresses you by anything other than your full name, it is an insult. And if anyone addresses you by an incorrect name, like they get it wrong, it is like you are to complain and bitch for. Oh my god.
The video game broke, boys!
I see nor hear no evil.
Fuck.
Black writings on the wall.
Somebody do
Unleashed a
something.
million faces, and one by one they fall. Black-hearted hero.
Man, this game is giving
Brave-hearted
nothing but grief.
hero. I am all I am.
No one wants to hear this.
I am. It's still working this whole time.
No, that was the Xbox itself. So.
Oh yeah, I just want to make sure they're recording. Yeah, recording is still going.
Dang it, boys.
Can you see all of me?
Right,
Walk
so if
into
anyone-
my mystery.
So if anyone gets your name wrong, like if your name is Billy Bob, etc., etc., etc.
Billy Bob 721249
but they
exclamation
say-
point bracket 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 close bracket. Go on.
But if you say Bob Billy instead, then they are obligated to bitch and moan and yell and like call you a piece of shit for days. And it is your obligation to beg and plead for their forgiveness and go on and on about how you are a horrible, shitty idiot for getting their name wrong and how you'll never do it again. So like at any given time, there's like 3 or 4 pairs of these idiots doing this in the convoy. Oh yeah, and when it, I think it's, what is it, when it rains or something, like the skeleton zombies of people that have died in the desert come back to life. No, it's just at certain points they just do for some reason. I can't remember what exactly. But when you get them wet, because their like bones are half sugar from being in this desert, they'll literally melt down and you can like drink them as stew. Or something like that.
Great.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This
Oh my
is-
god.
That was
Combo.
awesome.
Combo. God.
Does he have a big bump on his head?
No.
No, I
What was
think
that?
It's a rock.
This pillow looks weak. Perhaps I can trick those stone giants into making a bridge for me.
Oh, are they tracking you?
Yeah.
Oh.
They throw where he last was.
Alrighty. Well, right. So eventually, they do spot this ancient super city in the distance, and Bluebeard's like, "Oh, cool! I can't believe we reached it!" And of course, they all start rushing towards it. And after like 12 hours, they realize, nah, this thing is like, either it's not real or it's moving away from us at an equal pace as we are approaching it. And Bluebeard goes, "Okay, don't worry, guys. I think I figured this out."
And he gets-
no, shush. How far away from this city are we exactly, would you say? And, you know, they use some, like... No, wait. Bluebear uses his fucking navigator skills he learned from his time with the pterodactyl to,
Yeah.
like, triangulate exactly how far away they are from it. And he's like, okay. So, what we're gonna do... Everybody, gather around, listen the fuck up. This is what we're gonna do. Right, I think people respect him after defeating the skeletons or something.
Okay.
And he says, so how many of us are there? There's like 200? Alright, we are all going to like walk in a circle, maintaining a constant distance from the city until we've got it surrounded. And then at like noon, 2 days from now, we are all going to approach it at the same time. And when it's noon, the sun directly above the desert boils the sugar and turns it into caramel. So they like basically tent up at noon so they don't like die in the caramel. So what they all do is they surround this fucking city. All approach it at the same approximate speed because the city is literally moving away from whoever is closest to it, so the city can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So they just all like surround the city until high noon hits and it boils the sugar and the caramel sticks to the city because it can't move and it locks the city in place. and now they just walk into the city. And they're like, yeah, we fucking own this place now. And all of the dumb ghosts that live in that city are like, you guys are assholes. And they turn this fucking city into like a tourist attraction. They're like, check it out, bitches. We trapped the legendary city. You want to come take a look at it? Give me $5. And the dumb ghosts are like, well, fine. I mean, what are we going to do about it?
Were the ghosts controlling it, or are they just there?
No, they're just there. The ghosts are replaying like the last 2 days of their life or something over and over. I don't know if I can. And whenever anything
Can you
like
grab that stalactite?
No, I
probably
can't.
not.
Oh, okay. Kind of looks like you should be able to.
I'm going to save with that.
Can you
Yeah,
throw a rock at it?
Yeah, save first and then give it a shot. Yeah, these dumb ghosts have like their routine of the last 2 days of their life before whatever tragedy hit the city happens.
Yeah.
But when, idiots are in the way, the ghosts are like, get the fuck out of my way. What are you doing? This is my thing. I'm doing my thing right now. This is the only thing I have to do. Get out of my way.
Cameron, you're a great storyteller.
He's basically reading us a book.
I know.
So, let's see. I can't remember exactly why he leaves, but Bluebeard does leave to probably just looking for Atlantis after making some money or something.
He probably felt triumphant and went on with his
on
life.
to my next adventure.
Yeah.
And Bluebeard gets sucked up into a massive tornado.
Is he in fact blue?
Yes, he is blue.
Okay.
That'd be super dumb.
Just to,
That would be super dumb.
just to clarify, the people had to know. There wasn't anything that could let us know, like his color or anything.
But anyways, Bluebeard gets sucked in.
Dangerously thin.
Bluebeard gets sucked into a big dumb tornado. I can't remember why he was wandering around in the desert. Maybe he was just like feeling good about himself for trapping that city and screwing over all these ghosts and making so much money. I can't remember exactly. But he gets sucked into a huge tornado, which as he passes through the wall of the tornado onto the inside, he rapidly ages up 80 plus years. He is now suddenly a very old man, and he finds a city built out of scraps in the middle of this tornado. Like, the tornado itself on the outside is incredibly, strong winds and whippingly powerful, but on the inside, things are practically fucking stationary. And there's been a big vertical, shanty town has been built inside this tornado, populated exclusively by very old people. Because this tornado ages you up when you get sucked into it, when you pass through the walls of the tornado. Everyone there looks like 80, 90, 100 years old. Except for one guy who looks like 40, but we'll get back to that. And, so the thing with this tornado is you age rapidly when you enter it, but from that point on, you do not age with the exception of 1 hour per year when the tornado stands still, because this tornado is it's got an orbit. It's like the moon. It always moves the same way each year.
So you
can live for thousands of years inside this tornado, but you will be an old man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And anyways, a bunch of people worship this tornado as like a god, so that they leave out offerings for it. So these old people inside the tornado live off of these offerings. Like food and water and cloth and string and rope and things like that. But things like money have no value.
Yeah. Because they don't have shops or anything.
But Bluebear's like, but this is so much money though! And he spends all of his time as an old-ass curmudgeon-y man, now with completely white fur because he's so old, just hoarding all of the money he can find. He's covered in fucking jewels. He's wearing a crown. He's got a gilded golden chair. He's got priceless fucking furniture, and he's starving, and he's rooting through the garbage for things to eat. And everyone's like, you're a fucking idiot, Blue Bear. And he's like, but look at all my money. Can I please have something to eat?
What an idiot.
But look at all my money.
Oh, it's wonderful. And anyways, he starts talking to the various people who are in the tornado. And people, you can't leave the tornado. It's it's almost impossible.
It probably pushes you back in, basically, because the wind force, I would assume.
Yeah, and also because things get sucked in and never get thrown out, there's basically a wall of like meters of like solid like sandstone basically around the whole thing. The only reason people get into the tornado is they get sucked up from the bottom, and going down there you just die from the fall.
Yeah.
So you would need to like drill through some solid fucking rock and then fight your way through a windstorm in order to get out of this tornado. So people just don't bother. So Blue Bear starts making friends with the various people, very slowly, very politely, being like, "Oh, hey, you want to take a few gold coins with that tea that I gave you?" And people were like, "Fine. I mean, I don't really need it." And he slowly like trades his way into a state where he's not like living in poverty inside this tornado. And he makes friends with this 40-year-old guy who like barely looks any older than he did when he went in. And the reason why he barely looks any older is because big fucking flashback side quest time. This guy like met death, like the Grim Reaper, after he like tried to kill himself out of boredom one day. Like he just lay down in front of a bunch of farm equipment to see what would happen. And it didn't happen. Like, he didn't die. He was like, huh, that's fucking weird. And then, so next up, he, like, tries to shoot himself in the head. And the gun doesn't go off. He's like, huh, this is really fucking weird. And then he, jumps off of a thing, or he, like, stabs himself or whatever. And then the Grim Reaper shows up and says, "Motherfucker! Stop it! This is not your time to die. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna let you die. Give it up." And he says, "Fuck you, Grim Reaper, I'll do what I want." And he starts finding the most dangerous, fucked up situations he possibly can to try to off himself with. Until one day, he climbs up to the top of one of the world's tallest mountains, which oversees a field of like 30-foot razor-sharp diamond spikes. He's like, "Let's see you get me out of this one, idiot!" And he jumps off the top of this fucking mountain.
Does the pterodactyl come?
A fucking pterodactyl saves his ass! And this pterodactyl is like, "Who the fuck do you think you are? What have you been doing?" And he's like, "I'm just trying to see I just want to know what would happen." And then he looks down and he sees a massive tornado. And it's like, "Oh yeah!" And he fucking struggles around to get out of the pterodactyl's grip, and he falls down through the top of the tornado.
What the fuck?
Ages like 5 years on the way in.
Oh.
What the fuck?
This is the craziest motherfucker to have ever lived, man. That guy is great. So when Blue Bear's like,
I'm so
"Hey,"
glad the pterodactyls came back, dude. I hope they're still a thing throughout the series.
So when Blue Bear's like, "Hey, you want to help me put together my dumb plan to dig through this wall and then fight through the windstorm and then jump out of the side of this fucking tornado?" The guy's like, "Hell yeah, I do!" So Blue Bear and like 6 other dudes all put together this plan. Like, okay, young guy here is gonna go first with a pickaxe and shit. We're all gonna come in behind him because we're all weak and feeble. But we'll make it work. And they put together a plan. I can't remember the exact details of it, but basically they decide, okay, the 1 hour per year that the tornado stands still is the only chance we have to do this. So they plan for like 4 months or something until that time comes up. And then as soon as the tornado stops and everything goes quiet for a second, you just go fucking crazy, smashing away at this wall, trying to get through it.
No.
Oh, I died.
Oh, Jesus.
Broke my legs.
And as they are digging through this wall, and then they start fighting through the storm, they realize that they are starting to feel better. They're starting to feel, more active. They're like the effects are getting reversed of passing through the wall. But the dude in front is aging down to like a fucking teenager. And by the time they all jump out and then land, one of the old men, who used to be an old man, now he looks like 30, is holding a baby.
What the fuck?
Because that 40-year-old guy, like, the effect is strong. It doesn't just reverse what happened when you came in. It de-ages you by, like, those 80 years. So he's like a fucking, like, newborn infant. So this guy's gonna end up living for even longer.
Nice. Just what he wanted.
Fucking idiot.
Just what.
So all of these old men who had like grabbed as much of the stuff as they could that they'd collected over the years, like I think Blue Bear has like some money left over from his big dumb hoard that he had, and they're all like, "Wow, that sure was crazy, huh? Well, it's been nice knowing you guys." And they all go off on their own.
Well, okay,
own
what did they
adventures.
land on?
The ground. They landed like it was like the tornado stops at the edge of the desert.
Okay.
So they just jumped out and tuck and roll.
Yeah, okay.
Or something like that.
So it was like, okay, that makes sense.
So, Blue Bear knows that he just needs to get over this mountain pass in order to finally reach Atlantis, so that he can start his life in the big city. Only problem is, what's it called? A malabog? Mega balog? I think it's a mega balog.
Morga Blorga.
A mega balog.
Mega Blega.
Okay, fucking encyclopedia entry time, guys.
Yeah.
Mega balogs are these huge fucking, like, more than Godzilla-sized giants that wander the land. There's like 4 or 5 of them in existence. And the biggest one ever had come relatively close to Atlantis one time. And a thing that Mega Balogs do is when they reach a certain age, they decide, I'm so fucking cool. Like, their ego takes over. They're like, I'm so fucking cool, I don't need my head. And they take their head off and just dump it on the ground and wander away. And without any reliable means of seeing or hearing or smelling their own head, they then spend the next centuries trying to find it again.
My God. What?
I forgot, earlier on in the story, Blue Bear actually passed by a Mega Balog without its head. I think it was just before he got sucked into the tornado.
There was one walking without its head, or did he pass by the head?
No, he passed by one walking without its head.
Okay.
It was treated like... Oh, right. No, I think that was when he was a navigator. I think they saved, like, a baby from getting stepped on by it or something.
Jesus.
And it was, you know, last second, split second, greatest rescuers of all time type stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways...
Greatest pterodactyl rescuers of all time, Hero Mission Squad.
Don't like
So
the look of this.
a route across this massive, like...
Owen said
Oh.
he last saw Bilbo along the low path.
The old dwarf mines are down there.
The goblins drove the dwarves from those strongholds long ago. Now, all manner of vile creatures roam those halls.
You dwarves will find Mr. Baggins.
Is this where we find, yeah, there you go.
Nope.
I remember it finding Gollum, though.
Yep. This ain't it.
Okay.
Right. So these...
Back to the Mega Gar, blah, blah,
right.
blah.
This huge
Mega
mountain
Balog.
range, like Everest-sized mountains
Megazord.
that
There you go.
that Blue Bear needs to cross in order to reach Atlantis from the desert, has the head of the largest ever Mega Balog, like right in the middle of it, in what used to be the mountain pass, basically, that you could get through.
Are the heads still alive?
Yes. Occasionally they wake up and like yell or something like that.
What?
I think when it wakes up, it's like a big, dumb, bad thing. They spend most of their time being asleep. In any case, he starts climbing the mountain range, and eventually starts just climbing the head.
Oh.
And I can't remember if it's an established route or not, or if he just decides he's big and cool and he's going to do it super hard. But he decides he's going to go through the Mega Balog's head. In one ear, around the brain, out
he
the
got
other.
he got to the ear and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to go this way."
And he ends up getting into like a life or death fight with like an earwax eating bug,
What
which
the
is like
fuck?
bigger than him. It's like, you know, like a tiny like earwax mite or something like that.
Yeah,
And he,
but
like,
it's the size for a Mega Balog.
Yeah, so he like fist fights it or something,
Okay.
and he ends up getting trapped inside this head, and he makes friends with one of the Mega Balog's neurons. Because these brain cells are so large that they can detach and walk around to go to their jobs to keep this brain running. And as a new guy, he needs to get a job so that he doesn't starve to death inside the head of the Mega Balog.
Hey, you the new guy? As this freaking brain cell comes up to you.
I can't remember the name of the brain cell, but you know, he's friends. I think they live in an apartment together or something.
Oh, what the fuck? What is this book?
One of the neurons dies. One of the ones that's in charge of conducting the Mega Balog's dreams so that it doesn't wake up.
Oh no.
So Bluebear's like, hey, I can do that. I'll do that. You want to pay me? Yeah, I'll do that job. And the other neurons are like,
Nope,
okay, we'll show you. Here's the nerves you tug on to do these kinds of things, and here's the weird little bulbous things you press to make these kinds of images and emotions and whatnot. And basically it's like shift work, like they've got 10 people on 8 hours a day, 3 shifts, so that the Mega Balog's head never wakes up, because like shit goes really bad.
Okay, this is the best concept right now. This is actually my favorite.
And you know what Bluebear does? He becomes the best goddamn Dreamweaver they have ever seen. No one can do it like him. The Balog's head sleeps perfectly peacefully for like 8 hours before and after Bluebear's had his hands on the controls. He's putting on fucking shows. Other neurons from other departments are coming in to watch these dreams that he's putting on.
What the actual...
He's just the best movie scriptwriter ever.
And he gets
dude.
really popular. He's got a really nice apartment and everything. He's got a bunch of neuron friends.
Jeez, why would he ever want to leave?
Because one day the Earth starts trembling.
Oh!
As the Mega Balog has found its head. And Bluebear needs to get the fuck out of Dodge before he puts it back on. And it's a fucking race against the clock to get out that other ear. And he gets out that other ear, and he fucking sprints his ass down the mountain as like fucking landslides and shit are happening. As this god-sized idiot comes in to pick up his head and put it back on. And Bluebear finally gets his first glimpse of the incredible megatropolis of Atlantis. As he turns around, and this incomprehensibly huge, ugly, Bigfoot-looking motherfucker is putting his weird head back on, and then he walks off. Of course, it takes him like a huge amount of time to walk off, and it's like causing massive catastrophes with every step.
Yeah.
But, you know, he fucks off. And Bluebear has made it to Atlantis.
Yay!
Bluebear sets foot in
Another
Atlantis.
one of these odd contraptions. And it's missing pieces too.
Just have to get cogs and stuff. Firewood. Yeah, there you go. Cheshire Besh.
You
Better
just need to press
Chesh.
the button now?
Nah, I still need more pieces.
He's got a hardcore parkour more. Oh, well, I think I found the piece.
But anyways, Bluebear sets foot in Atlantis.
I hope
And
he
you-
hates it.
And you are hit with like 30 pages of encyclopedia entries in a row.
Christ.
Like dozens of species and buildings and plants and societal norms are all explained one after another, because this is what he sees the second he enters the city. He sees a dozen species doing all of their weird shit, and he sees all of these buildings and all this stuff going on, and it is just a massive fucking info dump. My favorite thing that they talk about is the Wolpertings,
Okay.
which are bipedal dogs with opposable thumbs on their upper legs that spend most of their time playing chess and growling at each other. Never challenge one to a fight, because they will fucking kill you in a heartbeat, because they're the biggest badasses on planet Earth. Like, when their adrenaline goes, they see in slow motion, but do not move in slow motion. It's like, don't fight this guy, he's fucking Neo, basically.
Oh, I'm missing a part, but where?
If I remember correctly, I think that Bluebear ends up homeless for a while.
Oh, do you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
That was
see
great.
That hole in the earth.
Yeah, that hole is
in
great.
the Middle Earth.
You fucking idiots.
Go back to your freaking story.
Bluebear makes friends. I think Bluebear gets a job as like a cook, and makes friends with I want to say he's a leprechaun or something. He looks relatively human, but he's got a big weird nose. He's written as if he's speaking in like an Irish accent or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. We could go
He
with
rolls his
Leprechaun.
R's. He rolls his R's.
And he rolls.
I think Right, Blue Bear gets an apartment with this guy as a roommate, which is at the top of the most treacherous fucking spire you've ever seen in your life, built like an anthill, with like a single staircase on the outside going up and around the thing, no guardrail. In winter, it's icy as fuck. This thing is the size of a skyscraper. His next door neighbors are weird screeching gnome creatures that live in families of like 40 and celebrate weddings with 8 days of pot and pan clanging, and they're getting married all the time.
Yeah.
It's absolute hell. There's no heating. There's like windows that you cannot close. It's like him and this guy that he lives with, like huddling for warmth. It's like absolutely awful.
Why did they choose to live there?
It's the only place they can afford.
Oh.
I think Blue Bear was a rickshaw driver for a little while or something. Right, but it's a real tough racket because there are rickshaw demons that live in Atlantis.
Quick cue up here. What the frick is a rickshaw?
Oh, that's when it's like it's a horse-drawn carriage, but it's a dude pulling it.
Okay.
It's just he lifts it up and then he runs really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, rickshaw demons are just the best rickshaw drivers ever, and they live for it, and they love it.
Does he...
You get in that rickshaw, he takes the fuck off at 60.
Do they challenge him to a race?
I don't think so. I think he just gets some tips from one.
Does he become the best rickshaw driver ever? Nobody's seen a better rickshaw driver than that man.
I'm pretty sure he gets pretty good though.
My God.
But anyways, eventually he gets a job. I can't remember why or how exactly.
Oh my
but
God.
he gets a job at like a pizza place, as like a chef. And
Nice.
the owner of the restaurant was like, okay, I don't know how I feel about hiring you, being covered in fur and everything, but we'll see how this works out.
Yep, there we go. Oh,
At least you didn't die. You've got enough health now.
lucked out there.
But anyways, Blue Bear becomes a fucking phenomenal pizza chef, and
Yeah.
he invents the
best you've ever seen. No one's become a better
what is
pizza
it?
chef than
He
this guy.
I think it's it might literally be called pizza a la Blue Bear, which is literally one pizza right side up, another pizza upside down on top of it as a sandwich.
That's just a calzone.
The entire city of Atlantis can't believe it. Blue Bear is famous.
Oh my God.
He's got so much money. Cooper looks so angry.
It's called a calzone. Oh my God.
He gets a much nicer apartment.
Yeah.
And
With the leprechaun guy?
Yeah, and what's his name moves in. Later in Atlantis, I can't remember why he changed careers, by the way. I can't remember if it was like...
Oh, he just stops being a pizzeria?
Yeah, for some reason he stops being a pizza chef. I think
He's okay, so he stopped being a Chariot Maximus driver.
Yeah.
And then he became a chef, and now he's become... Go on.
And now he has gained an interest because his roommate, when they've got enough, one day his roommate is like, "Hey, I want to bring you to the games at the Coliseum," and Blair's like, "I'm not that interested in seeing that." He's like, "No, trust me, these con gladiators are something else." So they go there, and what is it they serve? They serve like popcorn or potato chips or something like that. There's some specific weird food that I was like, that's weird. Maybe it's like noodle soup or something. I was like, that's weird to be serving in a coliseum to watch a sporting event, whatever. So they're sitting in okay seats
With the noodle soup.
with whatever it is, noodle soup or whatever. That was
Okay.
radical, Zach. And 6 dudes or like 10 dudes all come out onto the field and all just start bitching at each other and arguing. And like yelling at each other. Bluebear's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he sees his roommate who isn't really paying attention. He's like, oh, this isn't the main event yet. Don't worry about this. Because all these guys are just kind of yelling at each other and calling each other liars. What? And then 2 dudes come out like they're pushed out on like really big chairs, or like the chairs get brought out and then they walk proudly to their chairs, and then they start taking turns telling stories.
What?
Just like long, interesting stories. And occasionally the other guy will call one of them the other guy a liar. But anyways, it keeps on going like this as the audience like gives their approval for stories based on the loudness of applause, until one of these two guys gives up and says, "Nah, I give up. Your stories are better than mine."
And that's the Colosseum.
That's the fight, the Colosseum.
Con gladiators, because they're lying to each other. And Bluebear's like, "This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna become the best con gladiator of all time."
Oh my god.
I think that's why he changed his career.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And Bluebear, at first he starts off just as being one of the little shits yelling at each other at the start.
Yeah.
But eventually he gets his chance to be in a match with the con gladiator. And he tells a story about the mini pirates. Oh! And everyone fucking loves it. This is amazing. And then the next time he comes in to tell one of the stories, he tells a story about the island with the ghouls and the crying and the babbling brooks, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, this guy's the best." And they start serving pizza a la Blue Bear in the stand.
Calzones. Calzones. It's just a pizza pocket, dude.
I love calzones so much.
Calzones are pretty good. These are frogs.
Yeah.
What the frick?
I never realized that that's what they are.
It's
20 years later.
frogs with pickaxes or something.
Like 15 years later.
Are you looking it up?
I can't remember what happens next. I can't remember if that's the last thing that happens in Atlantis, or if they move on right away or not.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Does one of Bluebear's stories get called a lie? Because you say he told the stories about the pirates, he told the story about the Candy Island.
He actually skips some of the stories because he's like, no one would buy that.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't. Which one does he skip?
The spider one?
He skips the story about him living in the Mega Balog's head because everyone saw the Mega Balog show up. And they'd be like, he's just jumping onto the back of that most amazing thing ever that happened a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
so
there
he
you
skipped
go.
that one, but I think he told all of the rest.
Nice.
Right.
But he wasn't he didn't make any up because they were calling each other
They're all
liars
stories
and stuff.
that were about him, so he didn't make any of it up.
Oh, he's the best con gladiator there ever was.
No, like the last story that he tells, he actually just made the entire thing up, and the entire thing is just in the book, like word for word what he says, including the bit where he takes a break to eat a sandwich and then twiddle his thumbs for 10 minutes to build suspense.
Oh man.
Sponsored by what's it called? Pizza a la Bluebear?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just pizza a la Blueberry.
What the fuck?
Okay, so I can't remember how or why they end up underground, but it is revealed that Atlantis is a rocket ship, and that some people have a plan to blast it off into space, to just like live in space.
Okay.
And Bluebear meets crazy hair thing that he went to university with.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one that was stalking him, essentially?
The one that's gonna call him
the one that had a
George.
crush on him. And she communicates through writing letters instead of speaking, and her handwriting is improved markedly. And is like, oh, that's good for you. And Bluebear's roommate instantly falls in mad love with her.
Oh, of course.
Right, because he's got a thing for women with lots of hair.
Oh my god.
Right, I can't. And Bluebear's like, "What's your name, roommate man? Don't you know that this whole thing is gonna take off into space?" And he's like, "I don't care, man. I'm gonna marry this crazy hair monster and live in space." Bluebear's like, "Okay, you do you." And Bluebear's like backing off, and the city, most of the city explodes into the rocket as it takes off into the sky. Fuck. And then I think, what is it? Did someone just hit him on the back of the head or something? Someone just knocks him the fuck out and puts him in a bag and brings him to the port. And you know what's at the port? That giant ship that he passed by on his raft
Oh, I'm dead.
at the near the beginning of the book. That like city-sized ship, and someone's like, "I'm enslaving you, and you're gonna work on this ship now. Welcome to the SS Moloch." That's what it was called. And Bluebear's like, "This sucks." And then that's the end of the Atlantis arc.
Well,
On the next time.
on the next episode
Oh God.
of Blue Bear Captain and Cameron Adventures, the best person on the planet.
I got more than one more in me now. Like, oh man, I need to know.
He's rejuvenated.
These are gold.